Hi everyone, this is Janet Wakeland with Remarkably Created, and I'm back tonight with another sneak peek from this beautiful catalog right here. This is Stampin' Up's Holiday Mini Catalog. It will go live for public ordering on September 6th. And mine finally arrived in the mail, so you'll know what I'll be doing all evening after this video is over. I'm notorious for taking all kinds of notes throughout my catalog, so I have my pens ready and my coffee is brewing for the evening, and I will be cuddled up with this the rest of the evening. But this is the catalog I'm talking about. All products will also be available directly online beginning September 6th, and you can get these products early by joining Stampin' Up! This month. You could pick $125 of product from here for $99 with free shipping. So whether you'd like to take advantage of that option to get products early or simply just want a catalog, make sure to message me sometime during or after this video. So today we're going to look at just one bundle. I still have tons to show you, but I did have some other commitments I needed to focus on today, so I took the time to just play with one bundle. But you'll be seeing more Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then sprinkled out through the rest of the month. But oh my gosh, guys, I love birds, and this owl set just makes me really, really happy. So you've got 3 owls, stamped images. This is like a little bit of a moon. It could be almost like a little bit of a globe if you look at it real close. Just a little bit of textural element, however you want to use it. You've got some little snowflakes. You've got a little sprig. 3 great greetings. May you have time to enjoy the quiet moments this season. A nice gentle reminder to just take it slow over the holidays. Sending love, warm wishes. And while these are called winter owls, owls come in every shape, size, and color imaginable. So you can definitely have a little bit of fun and get real creative. Besides just the inclination to maybe make them snow owls, okay? So you can do lots with them. Then you have a set of dies that coordinates with them. You have a die that is going to cut the larger owl that you see here. You have a die that's going to cut this owl that's looking you straight on, and you can actually see its talons. And then you have an owl that's kind of looking back over its shoulder. And then you have a die to cut that circle. And what's great is now you've also got another little circle shape to add to your collection. So that's a whole bunch of fun. Then you have some bonus dies. You have this one here that will cut an entire owl out. You can cut 2 branches. You can cut a tree with a little hole for the owl to peek through. And then you've got 2 beautiful sets of wings. So let's take a look at some of the samples that I came up with, and then I have a few tips to share with you about how I created those samples. So if you saw my pull, P-U-L-L, pull card video, you saw a sneak peek of this sample. This is using the All About Autumn, and the only 2 things on this card are the owl cut out and then the sending love greeting. Kept it really simple and focused, and our owl is just flying through that beautiful woodlot. And may you have time to enjoy your quiet moments. If you missed the video for this, you can put pull card in the search box or go up to the media tab or the more tab and click on it and then look for videos and you'll find it. This is using, again, my favorite paper, the One Horse Open Sleigh. I paired it, if you watched last night, we looked at the beautiful forest, Forever Forest bundle, and these great dies. We've got the owl, and I just kind of blended him just to soften up the stamped edges just a little bit, but kept him white so that he was a snowy owl. Happy holidays, and again, my favorite paper. Here, you don't always have to go crazy coloring an image. You most certainly can. Many of us find coloring very relaxing. But if you don't want to color, of course, you can always simply just emboss. Again, more of that All About Autumn paper. We've got some leaves from the Autumn Leaves bundle. You saw this a couple days ago, so that's from this bundle here, kind of pairing it all together. And I haven't added a greeting just yet To get the color, it's embossed in white, but if you look, it doesn't really pop as white. Again, I used the blending brush over top of the white embossing just to kind of tone it down just a little bit so it wasn't so stark, but we've got the beautiful owl flying through, again, the beautiful woods. Then keeping it very, very simple and using some of the hold on a minute. Let me peek which paper this is. Hopefully I didn't tie it down too much. I think this is, it's one of the Christmas papers, okay? And it's got kind of gray tones to the woodwork. So I kept it real simple, just 2 branches, both owls are embossed, and wink of Stella, the greeting direct to the paper, and then the flat dots. Grateful for the everyday magic of you. And I think owls are definitely a bit magical. Anybody that can turn their head the full way around like they do and have the ability to see their prey as far as they do are definitely magical. And then what about Boo Hoo? A little bit of fun, playing with a little bit of a Halloween theme. And I made the owl kind of evil looking. I took a tiny little piece of the iridescent paper and I just kind of snipped it to size to fit in under his eyes. So he does. And then there's some glow in the dark bats on there. The Boo is a greeting from one of our Halloween sets. The Who is done with our alphabet set. They're mounted up on foam. So a little bit of fun there. We're gonna keep going. I haven't put a greeting on this one yet because I haven't quite decided if I want it to be just an over-the-top holiday card, if I want it to be an over-the-top anniversary or birthday card. I'm leaning towards anniversary, saving it for October. My daughter is an birder. She's actually the one that really got me hooked on birds. And this just kind of fits her and her husband really well. So it may end up being an over-the-top anniversary card. Again, some beautiful holiday paper. To break up the card a little bit, I created a frame with the deckled squares. There's a little edging of some leaves. And again, just a little bit of vellum in there to break it up. And this is actually 3 owls. We're going to talk about that in just a second, just to really give it some depth more than just dimensionals. So we're going to talk about this look here in just a second. And then the very first time I saw these wings, and I'm going to have all of you probably seeing it now too, if you know what I'm talking about in just a second. Many of the cities now, if you're traveling and visiting, somewhere within the city, you will find wings painted on a wall somewhere. You know, total Instagram spot, right? Where you back into the wings, you have your picture taken. I have a picture like that from Winslow, Arizona, and one like that from Nashville, and actually one like that from Chincoteague, Virginia. I'm a real sucker for those wings. I love that photo op. And that's the very first thing that I saw when I saw those wings. So I wanted to create something somewhat reminiscent of that and tie in just some silver and gold. So live your biggest dream. And I think of, you know, a lot of times we associate on the wings of angels, on the wings of a bird. We kind of have that sense, which is why the angel, or on angels' wings. And so silver and gold is the kind of the play there. And we've got the smoky slate paper, some of our flat embellishments, and then this one just opens in this direction so you can put your message. So just kind of a fun little play on that card there. So let's take a look at a few of the tips related to some of these projects. And 1 or 2 of them may be a review. First, I want to show you the paper that I keep swooning over and referencing in case you haven't seen it. And I honestly don't know how long this paper will be available. It was released in July and it's been extremely popular for many good reasons. One is the beautiful prints on it. And you do get 4 pieces of 12 different designs. So it's just perfect. And it's so perfect with so many of the things that we're showing you. Even here, the owl would be beautiful flying through that scene, low in the evening sky. This paper here would be perfect with that forever forest. Oops, and I just bumped myself. Sorry about that, guys. Was wrestling with the dogs and they got the better of me. I was teasing them and taunting them with a toy. So here we have some beautiful kind of sunset sunrise paper in the forest. We've got our little ski chalet all lit up at nighttime. We've got our aerial drone view. And this was one that we used last night. I had the polar bear and I used it with the Forever Forest. We've got our sweet little deer. This one you'll actually see almost all of these papers if you go back through my photo albums and kind of just scroll through samples. You're going to see so many of them. They're so soft. And then this is the one that is where the owl came from. And then if you flip them over, so yeah, some of these are somewhat winter, but I did this one as a sunshine greeting type card. I've used them for get well, thinking of you, all kinds of other things. And then on this side, you've got all these other gorgeous neutrals. We've got another forest here, but if I flip it over, yeah, so you've seen that. Okay, get it going. But you've got all these amazing neutrals that, you know, here you could do fall, you've got your wood, but this paper is just over the top. So I wanted to bring it back out and showcase it to you. And that's the one horse open sleigh. And that's not actually in any of the catalogs. It's just on the Stampin' Up website. If you need the code or information about it, let me know. But then the other thing I want to remind you about is a technique I showed you the other night. And you may not have actually noticed it like on screen, but if you're looking at the card in your hand, sometimes you're going, oh, something's a little different with that die. What's different about it? And one of the things that I like to do with dies that have some detailing on them, like some of the embossed ridges and things, is I like to add color to them before I die cut with them. And I will use a blending brush and an ink pad. And depending on how dark I want it, I will usually, this is a scrap piece, tap my blending brush off. And then I just tap right onto the die. And you run it through and you're going to have that already colored nice for you. What's nice is it's going to get down in the grooves and really help the details of that die pop. And you're going to have some really nice, beautiful contrast. These wash really easily. Just rinse them off with water. The only thing that you want to do is make sure you really dry them. Okay, washing them, just rinse, color comes right off. But you want to dry them, okay? You don't want to leave them out just to kind of dry on their own. Metal does rust, so dry them really, really good. That will work well for you. And see if I can show you. Hopefully, maybe this will show up on camera. So if you look at these two, and if you stare at them long enough, other than the fact that the dies are still in it, but this one pops just a little bit more because, again, we went ahead and took the brush and just pounced away on this guy before we used the die on it. So just a little reminder of that technique. Then the other thing is I like to a lot of times shape my wings, whether it's on the bird or whether it's wings like this. And you want to hold nice and tight, and you just very gently kind of just work those wings just a little bit. You don't want to pull hard because you don't want to rip a petal. You can do this on flowers and things like that as well. And just kind of work them just a little bit. And you saw that technique here on the owl. If I turn it, you can see that it's got a little bit of raise. And if you want it to stay like bent like that, in this case I didn't glue it down so I could tell you about this. Right here where this little bend is, okay, so I have a little glue dot under this kind of raised part, but now where it dips down, so that it kind of goes, you know, like it kind of comes down and then back up, where it goes down, I would put a little bit of glue. Same thing here on this little point, I'm gonna put a little bit of glue, and that's gonna help the shape that I created very gently with that bone folder. And again, I can do the same thing with something like this. And just again, you're just kind of going real gentle, okay? So then another tip for you is sometimes we don't always have ribbon in every single color. And ribbon is nice to sometimes break up the layout of your card just to kind of give it a little bit of distinction maybe between designer papers. One of the things that I like to do is I like to create a paper ribbon. And in this case, I have a 1/2 inch of cardstock, and that's what I did here, just kind of creating a little bit of a break between the wood and the forest, between the fall foliage there. So I like to create paper ribbons a lot as that little break as opposed to wrapping ribbon around. Many of you know that technique of using ribbon down a layer or across your card, but very often if you look at my cards, you'll see paper ribbon instead. So just that little sliver of cardstock is something that I like to do. And then I wanted to talk to you for just a second about this one here. You can see I cut him 3 times because again, I want it to be wow. Now to mail this, I would definitely put like a little piece of foam on top, but it's actually really, really sturdy and it doesn't add any extra weight. And because there's dimensionals between every layer, I really technically wouldn't even need to put foam on it, but foam would probably, depending on the mail or how you're gonna do it. But again, it's paper, so I don't feel too much like I need to do extra. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna take, and I probably don't have any mini glue dots here. We're gonna create some mini glue dots. So let me just snip the little border here. We're just gonna create some smaller little type of dot, and we'll have a few. Make sure it's all cleaned out, and you're gonna just put your dimensionals wherever you can hide them. The wings are a good place to hide them out here, below the face, and then down here at the tail you can add a little piece. We'll take these off. And this is something fun to do with a lot of your dies. So you can layer them directly over, but the other thing that you can do to add a little bit of dimension is you can also slightly offset them. So if I hold this up now, can you see that shadow? You can also then create a shadow. So you can layer, you know, 2 or 3 layers the whole way down like I did here. You can also slightly offset them, creating a shadow. But also if I was to just do 3 layers and they were all different colors, believe it or oops, if I was to do 3 of them, okay, all different colors, they would actually from the side start to create a little bit of a shadow. But you can offset them or you can stack them, and that pops them up really, really nice and high on the card. It also gives you the opportunity to put things underneath, and it just adds that extra layer of depth. So lots of fun things, guys, with this die. You can be doing a lot of things. If you are a fan of the owls, give me a little shout out. Let me know who out there, haha, sorry, I would have been dying to do that. But let me know who out there loves owls. And I will be back tomorrow night with some new bundles at 9 o'clock. And don't forget, these samples all come from this beautiful catalog here, and the products go live September 6th. So have an amazing night, guys, and I will see you at 9 p.m. Central Time tomorrow night. Thanks, guys.